Good evening, race fans. Welcome to BSTV. You've joined us for the TCR Challenge. Again, it's Wednesday evening. Brilliant. Season 12, rounds 15 and 16. We are at Circuit Zolder. It's a good one. And I am Pete Bingchillin. I've been told I need to be called that for a little while by Spencer. And I'm joined in the booth tonight by Sir Alan of Toon. Good evening.
Well, good evening, Pete. Good evening, everybody. My pleasure to be here. And, looking forward to this. I love this place. It's a wild ride.
It really is. It's an incident magnet. I did practice with the guys on Monday, and yeah, there's some chicanes around here. This one that's on the screen right now, funnily enough, you need to take a lot of it, and if you take a little bit too much, you get your incident. Same at the next chicane, and same at the final chicane. So we'll talk through that. Go on.
Goodness me, it rattles my teeth just looking at them, Pete. Honestly,
yeah,
those curves on those chicanes, and they're serious.
They are. Yeah, you can see the shape of the track just there. Folks, we are in Belgium. We need to not call them turns tonight. We need to call them boshts, Alan. So, right, let's get on with some information. So, I do know that Wobbly is mega rapid round here, annoyingly so. There he is. And speaking of Wobbly, let's have a look at the standings in the league, because he is, even with the drop score, ahead. He's on 641 points. I haven't updated from last week, so I'm just talking nonsense now, really, aren't I? Let me find Gary's results from last week, because I am so inept that I have not updated the site. Diddle-a-diddle-a-diddle-a-diddle-a-dee. There it is. Where's Gary's results from last week? No, that's just that. There it is. Right, so who is on top? That's just season stats. That's not what I'm after. That was driver standings, race by race. So Sam Blease appears to be on the top spot after Wobbly had a bit of a nightmare last time out, if you remember. So Sam is currently the series leader. No drop weeks involved in that, of course, I don't think. Wobbly is in second on 729 points. So the Audi doing one over on the Civic at the moment. And then BSTV's own Gary Craig. He's on 708 points and doing a fantastic job. Fourth in the standings is Spencer McCarthy. He is up and over the brow of that hill and down into the dip before you get to the second chicane. He's taking it nice and steady there in that Veloster. And then Matt Elmore, who is also in a Veloster. Veloster's representing well this season, Alan.
Yes, and I think this track will suit them, Pete.
I do as well.
Again, they're great on the turn, and there is some very quick change of direction on this circuit.
You're not wrong. It's quite dramatic. I'm going to jump on board with Wobbly. He's got the fastest time in this session. I expect him to have the fastest time overall. He's probably going to pit the car because that's what happens when I focus on any of these guys when I try and do this. So over the stripe we go, and it's there. So first turn is a left-hander, third gear. You want to be off the gas, drop a couple, get a bit of curb, not too much. Do not run out wide there. Do not run out wide. That's where the pit lane exit is. Third gear again for this one after you've shifted up. Close into the curb. You don't need to run it wide there. Just get on the gas as early as you can. Hold it close in here. That's great car control, actually. Fourth gear around this corner. Hold it in fourth. Get a bit of curb, not too much. It'll kick you out if you get too much. And then up through the gears. You're probably only going to get to fifth. I doubt he'll get into sixth before he goes under this bridge and then starts braking at the 100 board, or later actually. Curb on both sides. Hopefully he didn't pick up any 1Xs through there. Up and over the brow of the hill where we saw Sam Blease or Spencer, whichever one it was. Round this left-hander, it feels great. You feel gripped up, and then into the braking zone. Second gear. Oh, he's gone into first. That might be something I need to do. Up into second. That's a good angle, actually, coming through there. Straightens the car up, gets on the gas early. Nice. Holds the inside. Run it out. Use the whole track like you would normally. And then you're into this hairpin, and this is brutal, this one. Nearly full stop. First gear, turn it, get back on the gas as soon as you can. He over-revved it ever so slightly. And then through that little S-bend there, it's not really a chicane. And then this is the final chicane. This one can be a bit brutal. You get down into first gear, take lots of curb on both sides, keep off the sand there. It kind of draws you out to the left, and then you're back over the stripe again. Pit lane is very strange. Have you ever experienced pit lane entry here, Alan?
Oh yes, I've raced there many times, Pete, actually.
Right,
And,
good.
I've consequently spent many an happy hour finding the pit.
Right, yeah. So
But you're right, it is a strange entry.
I think it's almost dangerous, because the cars going to pits are going to keep in the gas and go straight on when everybody else is going to brake ready for the chicane. And I've seen some utter calamities over the years at this track for exactly that reason. If we look at number 99, where's 99 car? There, Matt Elmore. He's heading down here. He's going to brake here, but cars that are going to want a pit lane are going to go straight at that point. And I've seen some very, very odd emergency dives for the pits. People have been forced to go to the pits because they've tangled with somebody else. All sorts of shenanigans along those lines.
It's unsighted, isn't it? When you're coming down there, if you're in the crowd and you're going to need to get, and it's straight. Everybody's going straight. All of a sudden they go left. You go straight on your braking ball. No idea where it is. I mean, you'll see it.
Exactly that. It's crazy. But it's a great track. This one's going to be a drama, I think, and I think it's going to be a drama in both races. I don't think it's going to be a drama for the top spot. At the moment, Wobbly has done a 137.2, and Spencer's done a 137.6, we'll call that. He's just gone faster as Wobbly. Not that much faster, but it's enough.
It was a beautiful lap he did as well, wasn't it? That was so controlled, and
it was.
His line was pitch perfect all the way around.
On the one that
I dream of doing a lap like that, getting it just right like that. That was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, absolutely hooked up. The only criticism I had of that lap was him over-revving it, going through that little S-bend after the hairpin, but he seems to have sorted that out. Others, as we come to the close of qualifying, because this is a heat race, at 15 minutes it will chin you out, and we will go racing at that point. So we've got only a minute left. Obviously, Wobbly will definitely finish this lap. Others may not. So we've got a few like car 185, car 999 going over the stripe at the moment. They're probably going to pull up and not complete their laps. Wobbly's clearly on a good lap, because he would have taken it to the pits by now, reset to the pits by now, if he wasn't. Spencer's gone faster, 137.437. And then Sam Blees. So Wobbly with his new friends at Impulse, because he dumped us by text message, as I informed you thusly a few weeks ago, versus the Geodesic boys of Spencer and Sam at the moment. And has he improved on that time? We shall find out very shortly. Oh my god, he has. A 137.038, Alan.
Oh, crikey.
That is phenomenal.
That's amazing driving. Look how they stacked on those 37s, Pete.
I can't believe he got over the line with exactly 1 second to go. So, let's go to some gridding information. Wobbly will be your poleman for round 15 sprint race, 20 minutes. Or is it half an hour? No, it's 20 minutes. For Impulse Racing, Spencer McCarthy goes off second for Geodesic Racing. Sam Bleeds off third for Geodesic Racing White. David Johansson, that's great result there. Fourth for Sim Racing Grid Hyundai. Adam Wright in fifth, BSTV Esports Pink. Gary Craig off sixth for BSTV. Jamie Jeffrey back in it. Seventh for CCR. Good qualifying there. Stefan, what a great result there. VTS Esports, 8th. 9th, Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. That's a good showing, actually. Then 10th is Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Results. Let me get a camera on the grid so that we can watch something going on. Why won't it let me select a camera? That's a crap camera. That's a better camera. Matt Elmore 11th for Spectre 6. Ant Woodward 12th for NQR. I'm having to juggle buttons at the minute. 13th, Tony Yates for Sim Racing Grid Honda. Tony Walker off 14th. I'm going to run through these last ones. JB off 15th. Matt Flannery 16th. David Ayres 17th. Kylie off 18th. And Andrew Littler rounds out the field in 19th. 19 cars round Zolder. It's a pretty good grid, to be honest, isn't it?
It's a good grid. But, you know, we've got a nice straight at the start. This is bad news for the guys at the back, because the guys at the front are very quick, and they've got room to make a break, an early break here.
Yeah. Oh, lights are coming on. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're green immediately. It didn't make them wait at all. Someone must have got caught out by that. Right, Wobbly moves over to the favourable line into turn 1. And maintains the lead. A little bit of squabbling further back. We'll go to a different camera to show us this field full of TCR gladiators. Spencer is pressing the issue quite robustly, which I'm all for, because it's Wobbly that's leading.
Oh, you know, Spencer realises...
Oh, that's very wide from both Geodesic cars.
Goodness.
3 wide.
That's just what they didn't want.
So
That's just what they didn't want.
Yeah, Spencer's seen the light here, and has been the sensible one. As Adam Wright goes... Oh, he just defends his position, actually, from Gary Craig. Stefan's got a good run on Gary Craig here, though. Down the inside. Oh, there's touching. Inappropriate. Oh. And Adam has gone round. Okay. Stefan's bailed out to give him the position back. That's very, very super generous. Right, we saw that happen live, so we're not going to replay it, or not going to replay it yet, rather. Gary Craig managed to thread the needle, absolutely thread the needle. How he didn't get caught in that, I've no idea. But he's got away with it. It could have been so easy to get mopped up in that, Alan.
Nippy car. Very nippy car.
Very nippy car. There's a little battling going on further back here. I'm going to have to find a better camera for this series of corners. This is a good one. That's Adam at the back of the... No, he's not at the back. Stefan really did let him have that. I mean that in the best possible way. And he's into the pits, yeah, for a quick repair.
It's such a long way in as well, but that's so unfortunate for Adam. I feel very he qualified beautifully, and it's a shame to see him at the back so early.
Yeah, Stefan's gone to pit road. Yeah, he's still making his way down. Hopefully he'll get repaired and back out. I mean, it was just for lap 1 braking, really, wasn't it? You know, cold brakes, cold tyres. Whoa, Jesus! What is Sam Blease doing? He's nearly drove it straight into the wall there. He's obviously messing around with his equipment. I mean, his car equipment. You know, it's a bit suggestive, isn't it? But never mind. David Ayres and Andrew Littler were squabbling for third off last a moment ago, but they've resolved that now, and David Ayres has maintained the position. Everybody's single file now, roughly.
Well, he's got purple already, and
yes, it does.
Stam is working hard to try and stay with him.
Have you seen that lap time? What on earth is that? It's purple, but it's a 146.0.
Oh, you're joking! He did it. He's done it. There you go.
What the hell is that?
That's bloody quick. That's what that is, man.
Yeah.
Goodness me.
That's obscenely fast. Good grief.
46 dead. Wow, that's very impressive, you've got to say.
Definitely. So, Adam Wright.
Now Sam's got it.
Now Sam's got it.
What a scrap. What a...
Oh, hang on. Wobbly's time has been revised.
Oh.
So it's come back at 138.668. He's just been beaten by a 138.656. Oh, 146, that's right, yeah. No, it's me being stupid. Right, so that is Adam Wright through on Andrew Littler and Matt Flannery. Matt Flannery's under a bit of pressure here to Andrew Littler. He's about to give this up, I think. Andrew seems to be in good control of that car today.
He was driving brilliantly yesterday. He had 6th place at Le Mans in the Master. Fantastic drive by him.
Yeah, look at this. David Johansen now under loads of pressure from Spencer. Maybe Spencer's tyres are up to temperature now. Maybe David's are not quite yet. Jamie Wilson underneath your captain.
Yes, it was. Well, him and Matt didn't qualify quite as where I ideally want them to. It was unusual seeing down in 10th.
Yeah.
It just shows you how fast these guys have been going this week. Because these are fast drivers and.
Yeah. Oh, there's a bit of. That might end in tears, but that's a good catch by Jamie. You would think that.
We'll get back on.
Yeah, that was a bit of door-to-door inappropriate touching. He's lost a few positions there, Jamie Wilson. We'll have a look at that in a second. In fact, we'll have a look at that now because we've got an opportunity. Everybody's got a little tiny bit of distance between them. So we'll go chopper. And Carl's moved over to try and take a line, and he's pushed Jamie out to the grass a little, and Jamie's ended up spinning because his tyres were on the grass. But yeah, that one, don't know. There may be tears. Adam Wright scything his way through the back end of this field. See Andrew Little just a little bit off track there. I do think the incidents could be an issue, even in the sprint race, Alan.
Yeah, well...
Nice overtake from Adam.
The word from the pit lane is that, it's very easy to get off tracks here.
Yeah.
People have been very concerned about it, I think. The threats of dark drive was in the longer race, but, it could have an effect here. It can definitely affect the driver when you see them popping up like that.
Oh, without a doubt.
Especially when you've got your line sorted and you think you've got it worked out, and then suddenly you're clocking these little ones up. You don't want to see it, do you?
No, definitely not. These guys side by side. Spencer's actually got the optimal line now, and that's a lovely overtake, positioned beautifully. Now he's after his own teammate, but can David Johansen fight back? He's going through Bosch 1, even though I've even forgotten to say it now.
It's a heck of a corner, that one. It's so deceiving. It looks relatively straightforward, but if you don't get your line right, you're in trouble on the right.
Oh, without a doubt. I've seen loads of cars over the years disappear off into that sand trap and out onto the pit lane exit. It's so easily done. Now, David Ayres has closed right up onto the back of Kylie.
These are close in time, and they'll be having a great scrapping and loving it.
Yeah, I think he's going to have him by the time he gets to this chicane. Maybe not. No, he's not got the overspeed he needs. Honda's good under acceleration, isn't it? It really gaps the other cars sometimes.
I think that's where he's got going for it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I think it's fascinating, really, Pete, because, the different qualities of the cars are really shown through this season. We've seen the different tracks favour different cars, and, there's small percentage differences, but in the hands of good drivers, they eke out every advantage. And you see plenty of that.
And this is Jamie giving quite a lot of attention to the back of Tony Yates' car as he recovers. Something we have missed off camera was this. This is Gary Craig. And that is... Who is that in front? Oh, that's weird. That is weird. What was that? And then he's lost.
He looked like he was heading for the fence, didn't he?
It did, and he's managed to stop it, and I don't know how he's managed to stop it, but good job. But he's lost a huge amount of positions. Matt Flannery just trying to get round him there at the end of that little replay VT. So that didn't go very well for Gary at all.
But Matt's doing great. Matt almost really boxes up the standings here.
He's done really well, yeah. He's up 6 positions from the start. Nobody else has moved forward that many. Tony Yates is the next one to move up that many positions. Jamie Wilson has now got Ant Woodward between him and Tony Yates. Oh, because Tony overtook Ant.
Oh, that's not easy.
No, it's not. And here comes Jamie now, basically pushing him down the road. Drives to the inside, but that's the wrong side of the car to be at that point.
That's a great shot, Pete, going around there. Those cars look fantastic, don't they?
They do, yeah. Is he going to be able to manage this? He has done, yeah. Ant's kind of let him go. It's almost like Ant's underpowered. We know he's had technical issues a few times recently. Hopefully that's not part of it this time. Tony Walker is through on him as well.
They're both Civics as well, so that surprises me a bit.
Yeah, Ant is very slow in a straight line and very hesitant into the braking zone. So maybe these gremlins he's been experiencing haven't gone away fully yet.
No, there's definitely something happening there, isn't there? That he was carved up by Jamie.
Yeah. And now under pressure from JB. And Adam Wright making his way back through the field after that lap 1 incident.
Adam's been driving greatly, hasn't he? For his first season, it's been really, I think, quite outstanding the way he's been driving, the way he's taken his place in the field and established himself. It's great when people do that. Lots of experience, though, from the man, you know.
Oh, yeah. He's got loads. Adam now on the back of JB. You know that Adam was rapid in that. What was he driving before? The Elantra, I think it was, wasn't it? Something like that, anyway.
Yeah.
He swapped to the Veloster at the halfway point in the season. It's his first race out in the Veloster, though, because he didn't race last time.
Well, I think he's come to grips with it, hasn't he? Because his pace is fine and he's making his way back through the field. Of course, he's a bit higher up now, and the resistance gets stronger the further forward you go.
Definitely. JB's doing really well in that Elantra, to be fair. He's a bit slow off a Bosch 1. I know I'm saying that wrong. It's just going to wind wobbly up, that's all, because it's Dutch or Flemish. So, the running order at the moment as Adam works JB over. Wobbly is your race leader. He's got a no, he's not. He's got a 3.8 second lead, eh? He's just done a qualifying lap as a 1:37.358. Spencer has just overtaken Sam. Something happened to Sam there, or has let him go. One of those two things being true, because Sam is right behind him now, and that overtake, you watched it just in the distance as we switched cameras. David Johansson is a 1.5 second distance behind these two. And Spencer sets off after Wobbly. And then Matt Elmore, who you were speaking very highly of a minute ago, he is currently in 5th place, making his way forward. He's got Jamie Jeffrey behind him, who's had a reasonably quiet race. Although I think I said it was David Johansson at one point, but never mind. He's got Carl Hardy like about a second or so behind him. And then a big gap, really, to Tony Yates and Jamie Wilson, 4 seconds back. And then we're back at the battle that we were looking at before, which is this massive train of cars. Starts with Tony Walker, as Ant Woodward has a good look at him. And then it's Ant Woodward, JB, and Adam still not managed to do JB yet.
Good driving by JB, isn't it? Good mate.
It's really good, very controlled.
Really well.
Yeah, very nice driving. And then further back still, Gary Craig making his way back through is caught up with Matt Flannery. And I think this one's only a matter of time. Look how quick he's onto the back of that Elantra. David Ayres just in front, getting it all wrong and very untidy. I don't know what they're going to do at this chicane. Matt Flannery's got a defensive line into it, which is going to stack up Gary Craig.
Another place to get a 1x if you're not careful, my word.
Yeah, it really is, yeah. There's a few battles on track at the minute. Tony Yates is under pressure still from Jamie Wilson. JB is very under pressure. Very under pressure.
Oh, goodness, look at this. It's in the boot.
Yeah. This isn't going to work for Adam unless he's going to do a cutback. Oh, or just helping round the corner. We'll call that helping, shall we? Going to have to move to the battle in front of them because Jamie's closed in. Again, he's not able to do anything about it this time. And Gary. Oh, Gary, where are you going? We've just caught the end of that. He's going to get the mother of all slowdowns, no doubt, for cutting the track there. Obviously got foxed by them braking early in front of him because David Ayres and Matt Flannery were on the same bit of tarmac. So that's broken that battle up somewhat. Oh, and then Adam has managed to leave JB out of 12th place. And our reverse grid pole man at the moment is Tony Yates.
Fingers crossed for Tony. If he can hold his position, but he's going to have his work cut out because Jamie's stalking. It's so hard to call between any of these drivers. They're so evenly matched through the field. You get these intense little battles, one-on-one.
Yeah.
They're really too close to call. It's almost like you're waiting for the slightest error.
Yeah, Dan on the chat's asking, is that Sir Alan? It is.
Evening, Dan.
Oh, Gary Craig has just caught and passed Matt Flannery. So that slowdown did not hamper him at all. Dan was asking, why is Gary so far down? I can explain that to you somewhat with, when I find it. Diddle-a-diddle-a-dee. That's that one. Not that one. Where's it gone? He went off track anyway. It's this one, isn't it? So, for the benefit of Dan on the chat, is it this? I can't remember. This doesn't look right.
Which is happening there? Lonely in the desert.
No, this is a different one.
That was it.
That's a different one. But equally as bizarre.
Well, out the wall, that was lucky.
Yeah, I think it's the next turn actually. I think we're going to see the one that really delayed him.
This was
this one.
Where he went straight on.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand.
He got on the brakes quick. That was lucky, wasn't it? He got on the brakes quick. That was smart because wow.
Maybe he took some damage in that incident right at the very start where Adam got wiped out by Stefan. Maybe that's caused him some damage. Maybe it's incidental contact that we didn't actually spot. Oh, Adam's now behind JB again. Let me go back to the event tracker and find out what's going on. So JB, I'm going to have to watch this because this is on Adam right, this. Which is always going to be brilliant to see people overtake Adam. So Adam's clearly letting him through. Yeah. So Adam feels maybe that he gained a position through nefarious means.
Very honourable driving. Love to see that.
Yeah, he's taking it back now though. Or rather, they're still scrapping for it. Adam taking the super wide farming line, we'll call that, shall we?
He's definitely going agricultural.
He was very agricultural. He needs to have John Deere written down the side of his car, I think.
It's that approach to
even into Russ.
Great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Russ has piped up on the chat. Wobbly's done a fastest lap over 1:37.339. The lap before last. We are closing in on final turns, I think. Or is this going to be the penultimate lap? Not sure.
Half a minute left. He's going to get another one, isn't he?
He may well get another one. See what colour flag we're waving as we cross the line. That is a white one. So last lap, folks, last lap. It's already there. He's got a monster lead now. These two have decided we're having this, and the Geodesic boys, not able to get back on terms with Wobbly, are now scrapping it out for second place. They do like to race.
I wonder if that's how Wobbly set up his initial gap, if they were having a little...
Well, maybe, yeah. Gary's managed to get David Ayres, but is David Ayres going to get him on pace down this straight? I think Gary is damaged.
He's got better track position as well, though.
He has got, better positioning there. But Gary not able to do anything about the top line speed of that Elantra would suggest that he's got damage in other ways. We'll have to find out later on in the chat, in the interviews. Sorry, I'm going to watch this one because this is hot. Oh, not as hot as this. We've got lots of battles, folks. Pete doesn't know where to point the camera next. This is Ant on Adam. Or Adam on Ant, rather. Adam Ant! Hey! Ba-bum. 2 drums and a cymbal, folks. Adam through there. Gary still pressing David Ayres for... This is a hard-fought 14th place. And he's going to make this happen. He's done it, but will David Ayres come back at him? Where's Wobbly? Nobody really cares that he's won the race.
He's away, look at that. Well done, Wobbly. What a drive.
Yeah. Spencer in second. Sam in third. You can't see him yet. There he is. He's hiding. David Johansson, in fourth place. And then everybody else, which we'll talk through in a minute, because we need to go back to this, because David Ayres is fighting and bringing Matt Flannery with him. And Gary's going to maintain that lead enough, I think.
Yes. He's home free there.
Yeah. He's definitely suffering in that car for one of a number of reasons that I can only speculate about. Maybe he'll join us in the chat during the intermission. Not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, very dramatic first race, Alan.
Yeah, indeed, and pretty much what we get every time with these sprint races, isn't it? I've never seen a dual one yet. I think they just announced the evening so beautifully. Everybody's really 20 minutes, their eyeballs out every inch of the way, and we see tremendous panache and great racing.
Yeah, brilliant racing actually. Can't echo that more. Let's have a look at the results from that race. There we go. So, Wobbly was your race winner. He won by a whopping 6.5 seconds, Alan.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's annoying,
you don't see gaps like that very often in this field, that's for sure.
He's good through the Boschs. There you go. Spencer McCarthy was second for Geodesic Racing, and the third step of the podium was Sam Blease for Geodesic Racing White. David Johansson in fourth for Sim Racing Grid Hyundai. Matt Elmore in fourth for... David Johansson in fourth for Sim Racing Grid Hyundai. Matt Elmore in fifth for Spectre 6. And I've got to check my eyeballs. Sixth was Jamie Jeffrey for CCR. That's a great result, actually, for Jamie Jeffrey. Kyle Hardy in seventh for Safeguard by Result. Jamie Wilson in eighth for Team Chimera, with Tony Yates for Sim Racing Grid Honda in ninth. Jamie Wilson will be your pole man in race 2. Tony Walker finished 10th for Spectre 6, the number. Adam Wright in his new Veloster was 11th for BSTV Esports Pink. And Woodward I'm sure my eyeballs aren't working tonight, Alan. There's something going on here.
Get them lined up,
Oh,
Pete, heaven's
yeah,
sake.
get them lined up. Let's just blink a few times. Ant Woodward finished 12th for NQR. JB Dejoux 13th for BSTV. Gary Craig behind him, his teammate in 14th. David Ayres in 15th for Result Clothing. Matt Flannery in 16th for GS6 Racing. 17th was Jason Haddington for Air Smart Racing. 18th was Stefan Goebel after the early incident for VTS Esports. And Andrew Littler rounds out the field for Result Clothing iRacing team.
Well, it's fantastic start to the evening.
Very much so. Nobody out on track, which is unusual. We usually
they're all putting plasters on their bruises.
I think they must be, because they're at least normally doing, practice starts or practice pits.
The pit lane, you'd think, wouldn't you? For this, the main event with the because they're going to have to, all of them will have to deal with that pit lane.
Yeah. Russ says he's slacking again tonight. He should have joined us in the booth, but figured it was too late to the party.
Well, we're missing you, Russell. We're missing you in the booth, but really, I'm missing you on the track. And I do hope your arm gets better, mate, because that's a terrible thing to miss you racing. And you're welcome in here anytime to keep us cheered up.
Yeah, absolutely. We have got a few cars joining the track now. I'm not sure what the delay is in them getting out there. Go home, Pete, you're drunk. According to Russ, it's probably true. I'm on the grape juice, and so Alan is making his way through a series of Scottish delights.
Slurp.
Yeah, so right, let's think about this.
So has Jamie got the pole for the?
Jamie Wilson's got the pole. In terms of, I always want to call it gating because I watch a lot of speedway. In terms of starting, bit of a checkered history there. Team Chimera often bogging down, etc. in various races. But yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing him launch the race away at the green. Wobbly's out here. We're going to see somebody go into the pits, I'm sure. I'll jump on board with David Johansson just to see if it's him first. Because we are at the hairpin here, heading towards pit road now, or the chicane, or the final chicane, I should say. Let's see who else is on track. There's a number of cars now. So he is, going to pit road. So they go straight on there. So imagine if somebody's going through that last chicane and braking really early. That's going to annoy you because you want to do this. Quite a twisty, narrow pit lane entry. Cones has already passed. Then you got this little chicane here, which is just annoying. Then another chicane, really, to get back onto the standard line. And then find your pit box. It's not entirely simple, is it? It's not entirely massively complicated either, but you know what I mean, don't you, Alan?
But the potential's there to lose time. You know, these pit stops are crucial in these races. These guys are some of them are absolute masters of the pit stop. They use it so effectively as a part of their strategy, and there's plenty of time to lose a second on the entrance to that pit lane, and that can make a huge difference when they come out.
It really can. So already we are looking at the grid, and Jamie Wilson is your pole man for race 2. The feature race, 40 minutes and a pit stop. It's going to be great for Team Chimera. Carl Hardy off second for Safeguard. I'm just going to go through the names because I'll run out of time. Jamie Jeffrey off third. Matt Elmore off fourth. Fifth will be David Johansson. Sam Blees off sixth. Spencer McCarthy off seventh. Wobbly off eighth. Tony Yates off 9th, Tony Walker off 10th, Adam Wright off 11th, 12th will be Ant Woodward, 13th will be JB, 14th will be Gary, way out of position, 15th will be David Ayres, Matt Flannery off 16th, 17th will be Kylie, Stefan off 18th, and Andrew Littler will round out the field. Right, let's get some decent setup waiting for the lights. Everybody's on, lights are about to come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will it hold them? No, it won't. It sets them off straight away. Let's see what Carl and Jamie can do on that front row to hold people behind them.
They need good starts. They
Do
really do
4
need a good
wide,
start.
5 wide nearly into turn 1, just behind. Sam Blees trying to push the issue straight away, Alan. 3 wide.
Crikey.
It's a bit tasty at the minute,
That's a bit
but
cozy,
safe.
isn't it?
It's very cosy, yeah. Wobbly is... Well, he's lurking is the best way to describe it. Gary Craig, wasting no time. Already up 4 places. He's launched brilliantly. Who's that? That's Matt Elmore doing a bit of weaving on that straight. Wobbly underneath Jamie Jeffrey rather. Oh, Gary got that a bit wrong. That won't impede him too much, and there's still battles at the back. Carl Hardy on a slowdown.
Oh, he was doing so well.
He was. Emphasis on past tense. And David Johansson doing the business at the front at the minute.
Well, I think this is a heck of an opportunity for David.
It is. Jamie Wilson, nice gap.
Yeah, he did this last week, do you remember?
He did. He got caught in the end.
Yeah, but he made them work for it.
Yeah, JB well out of position. Down 5 places, obviously ended up in traffic. We'll try and find out why. And Adam Wright has been off track. Where is Adam Wright? Oh, there he is. That's Gary Craig underneath Tony Yates. Tony Yates nearly getting done by Ant Woodward, but not quite. Stefan with a slowdown from somewhere. That's a crap camera, wasn't it? I got the roof and that was all. And Jason Haddington under pressure from JB, that or the other way around, I'm not sure. And Kylie coming out on top there. Right, let's nip to the front. It's a bit more open here. A little bit on the grass there from Jamie as David starts to come under pressure now from Spencer.
Well, this is a fascinating struggle between these two.
There's a big battle going on here, and Tony Yates in the background there with Tony Walker. This is the Battle of the Tonys.
We often see them together, so, you know, they're clearly very similar in pace.
Yeah.
Cole's got his composure back, thank heavens.
Yeah, looks like it. Dropped 4 places so far. Probably not very happy about that.
No, he's going to have his work cut out keeping Jamie behind him as well.
Yeah, someone who's about to have his hands absolutely full is David Johansson, who's got his mirrors full of geodesic cars at the minute.
Hardy started playing the Jaws music to me when it's
yeah, especially when you got Spencer behind you, because he's so rapid. You can find advantage in the strangest of places.
And he does those amazing overtakes where it doesn't look like he can fit the car and then just suddenly appears by magic because his timing's so exquisite.
Yep.
Yeah. It's great.
Gary Craig's got a bit of a gap to bridge now. Up to
Adam
Wright.
His car's all right.
I think it is.
Well, yeah, Adam, you know, it's same car, very evenly matched, both really fast and good drivers.
That looked like Jamie Jeffrey getting out of shape.
Oh, on the grass as well, on the sand.
It was, but I think it was more to do with Jamie Jeffrey losing the front end into turn 3. Or is that turn 4? I think that's turn 4. It's one of the Boschs. This is a bit of a brawl, this one. There's some very fast races in this little group. Carl Hardy's checking out in front of them. But Gary Craig is now on this group, so this is going to get upset quite quickly, I think. Out front, Jamie Wilson still leads, just to keep you up to date with that.
Adam is wanting to go forward. These are, I don't know, how would you call who's got the pace there? I think Adam might go to squeeze by it, but it's not going to be easy.
Well, no, it's 3 Velocitas as well, so they've not got any advantage over one another car-wise or, you know, anything like that.
No.
Gary got that turn very wrong. I'm not sure what's going on with that at the minute. But he's dropped back a little bit. Wobbly is still putting in fastest laps of the race. 137.9 on that one. He's up here trying to get on terms with these geodesic cars. And that to me looks like a Jamie Wilson that's been caught now by David Johansson and Spencer.
Yes. Well, Jamie will be enjoying this, and he'll be doing these eyeballs out bets to keep those guys behind him. But
he will.
He's got his work cut out because these are very fast. And
that's Spencer through on David Johansson there, very clean. Made his intentions very well known and got ahead before the tip in.
Beautiful.
Excuse me.
Oh, crikey.
Bit of a sneeze.
Look at that.
Yeah.
They're so close, aren't they? You know, you can see why they want to be close, because you know, if you're not right up behind the chap as you go into one of those chicanes, then they capture you on the way out. So you've got to take a chance of going through and almost fingers crossed that nothing happens to the guy in front, because you're right up his shall we say exhaust pipe.
Yeah. Oh, that's Tony Yates pulling offline for a slowdown, I'm assuming. He's just let Tony Walker go. But now back on it again. In the background, Stefan has caught Woodward. And this battle further forward has resulted in not a lot so far. They are utterly as they were. Carl Hardy's still got the same kind of gap he had in the first place. I think this one is soon to be resolved, don't you?
Yeah, well...
Look at Spencer's line through turn 4. I'm able to hold it so... Oh, that's turn 3. Able to hold it so much closer.
Well, we know what Spencer's like. You've got to fancy him against anybody in these situations, really.
Yeah, Jamie's doing a great job of doing the defensive line there. That's brilliant.
Yeah, he's had a lot of practice this recently, because he's had these reverse grids, and he's really done himself a lot of credit the way he's handled the situation.
Yep.
He's really taken advantage of it and relished it, hasn't he?
Oh, look at Sam Blees in the background there. He's got David Johansson off. Offline. That was lovely. Really good. Jason Haddington's had an off and returned to the track. Lost a couple of positions. Wobbly's on the back of this group now, so this is going to be interesting. See how he handles these guys, or whether he waits till pit road to overtake them, because he no doubt will be doing some fuel saving, because it's a benefit to do so.
It's
right.
It is awful already.
Yeah, Spencer trying to get alongside Jamie, and he's managed to do that. As Wobbly does the same move, exactly the same.
Cream rises to the top, Pete.
So does the scum in Wobbly's case, but you know. Right.
You're never going to forgive him, are you?
Never, actually. Never. Never's a long time, but I'm willing to wait. So, a few cars getting wide. So, in this race, Alan, I think incidents are going to be a real feature. Obviously not till much later in the race. But I think that it's going to be a couple of people doing the drive of shame.
We'll have to see. You really can't tell from the outside.
No.
I did two clean laps of Le Mans yesterday. Can you believe that?
Really? Good grief.
Yeah, I did 2 races where I had 2 clean races.
Wow.
I did. I couldn't believe it.
No.
I went to the shop. I was going to lie down.
Need a nap after that, yeah.
These guys, you know, the threat was that lots of off tracks and threats of drive-throughs, which would be utterly disastrous.
Yeah,
So
look at that.
they're very aware of the threat of that. You know, that's
Yeah.
you can do an awful lot of hard work and then blow it.
Oh, definitely. So this group here, getting a little bit tasty. I'm going to have to switch, I think, to the lead group. Because Wobbly is closing in on Samblees. So this is championship leaders coming together here. Matt Flannery off track, apparently. Where's that?
Of course, this is letting Spencer get away. If they start fighting hard, Spencer will be enjoying that and getting as much of a gap on the pair of them as he can.
Yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. Out the wall. Oh, Matt Flannery.
Ouch.
There's not much left of that, Matt.
Oh, we don't like to see that.
No, we don't. Oh, and
there's Andy on the. He's going to make some sand pies.
Yeah. So
look at this. It looks like a Spitfire going in over the channel.
It does. Sadly, it does. Yeah. Oh, who's that going reversing across there? Tony Yates. Right. So it's all going on at the minute. I wish they could keep their incidents separated so that I've got a chance. Oh, it's a touch. It's a net code. It's a net code touch from Stefan. Stefan just needs to keep going because that's iRacing, not him. We'll watch it again, but from my perspective, from what I could see with my eyeballs, there was air between them. I think there was going to be contact anyway, but it was netcode contact for me.
Yeah. And I think the contact between them wouldn't have been anything like as severe as that.
No, netcode sometimes is a bit violent, or solid air as we call it in this league. One healthy thing that's going on here is Jamie Wilson is able to keep it ahead of Samblees and Wobbly, and we are 8 laps in. Matt Flannery has again crashed on his way round to the pits, but we won't show that.
This is fantastic driving by Jamie.
It is.
He's been outstanding these last few weeks.
He's about... Oh no, Samblees with the slowdown off that last chicane has to let 3 cars past him, including Wobbly. So that's a bit of a drama.
That's unfortunate. Oh, that's a shame. I was looking forward to them having a real good... Never mind. Well, you know what's going to happen. Tom's going to be eyeballs out chasing them now, and it'll be back in touch in no time at all.
Yeah, this group have now got jealous of not being on the camera, so they've come back together. So this is Jamie Jeffrey, Matt Elmore, Adam Wright, Carl Hardy, who must have slipped backwards at some point and I missed it, and Gary Craig at the back of the group.
Gosh, that's 6 places, 3 places there somehow.
Yeah, I'm going to go and find that because he must have been off track or something in order for that to happen. Did we see something where he got slowed down? I've got nothing on the event tracker, so that's just annoying.
That's a stupid camera shot, isn't it? With all you're seeing is the roof of the stadium.
Yeah, I can't do much about it at the minute, but it's we'll get a giggle at some point about it.
I'm just wondering about one man who stood up there trying to put the camera up.
Yeah. So this little group here is an Elantra in the form of Jamie Jeffrey, and then we've got 4 Velosters, line of stone. Ooh, right. Join this one just at the right time, I guess, as they fan out. Oh no, that's going to end in mega tears, surely. What wonderful car control from those 3 drivers. It's not over, of course. Samblees being the utter winner out of all of that. Pete needs to choose a better camera. There we go. Jamie Wilson giggles, probably, from viewing that in his rearview mirror, or Code Brown moment for him. But what a fantastic bit of racing that was. I'm going to have to see that again.
Beautiful. Well, this is it. This is the skill you get with this league, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see this all the time. Amazing skill and craftsmanship.
Look at Samblees there.
Look at that. How's he getting in there like that?
I don't know.
They're so used to each other. This side by side in practice, aren't they? They're so used to doing this.
Yeah.
Feet by chow.
Oh, and something's happened here. Oh, we're going to watch this in a
Oh,
minute.
it's not Carl again, please.
No, it's Adam. Something's
Oh.
happened. So he's... Where is he? Where is he?
Oh, Spencer.
I can't even
Spencer's
find him.
putting in the purple laps.
Right, let's see what happens here. So this is
Oh,
into the last chicane at Alan. What's he done here? Oh! Do you remember what I was saying? That's the sort of thing that happens. Was he trying to get to pit road?
I would have said not, but...
I would have said not as well. He's going to get the mother of all slowdowns just like Gary did earlier.
Yeah. It's had a few victims already, that, hasn't it?
It has.
It's such a difficult entry to the main straight as well. Yeah, you've got to get it right because there's this peril on all sides. You need to get the first section right. Like you said, you know, if you come out and you get on that sand, and also I've been whipped across and hit the wall on the right hand side a couple of times. It took some effort on my part, but I managed it.
So this is the view from Wobbly's roll bar.
So what's wrong with making this? Line 4. Is he going to wait for the pit stops now?
I don't know.
He's putting a bit of fuel, or is he going to get involved in the... Because it's Spencer gapping them, yes. Spencer's gapping them, so...
Bad things are happening further back, by the way. Lots of bad things. Let's have a look at this. Oh right, okay. So that's Gary and Adam to the pits. Believe it or not, that's come up as them crashing on SDK. So I'm going to have to ignore that for the rest of the race. Okay, at least I know that now. Thanks, SDK. Ooh.
So
we're still on replay. I need to get to live quickly.
Is that an early stop by them? It seems early.
No, that's about the earliest window you can have. Oh! That's Sam Blease pushing.
Oh, he's going up the middle. He's going up the middle.
So Sam ends up, I think, probably with a slowdown from that, as David and Wobbly get door to door on it. Wobbly trying to get back for an apex that he's not going to find. That's going to be a slowdown, surely. Oh, and there's all sorts of bashing and smashing behind as Jamie Wilson gets lifted out of the corner. That was all very brutal.
I hope they've got a bucket of filler.
I hope they've got some tissues to wipe up the tears. Now that's put Sam Blease right the way back here in front of Matt Elmore and Cal Hardy in this crew. And that's Jamie Jeffrey there. Jamie Wilson's way back here. In front of, I think, Gary, is he? Oh no, that's Tony Walker. Oh, and there goes Jamie into pit road. Following Carl.
Strategic decisions, you're right. They're pouring into the pits. They're all taking this early stop.
They
that
are.
Does surprise me a bit.
It does me as well, but there's obviously tactics in it. But that was proper messy a minute ago. I'm hoping we can watch it from this, but I think this is his pit stop. Because there was so much happened. That's his pit stop. I have to go back and find this. So I don't think this is the start of it, but it's definitely a part of it. Oh, maybe it is. So these two go into the first of the major chicanes. Jamie keeps it in there, and that stodges everything up a bit. I made that word up there. Wobbly and David stay with it.
There's room for 3 cars wide down there, chaps, honestly.
David uses Jamie's car to turn. Then there's a huge net code. Good grief between Sam and Jamie.
Which kept Jamie straight, but that's what cost them all those places.
He's desperately trying to get back onto tarmac. And that's why he's pitted, because I think there's something very badly damaged with his car. Probably rear axle or something to that effect.
Unfortunate, very unfortunate for Jamie. He was doing so well there. That was really enjoyable to watch him doing so well and fighting so hard at the front.
Yeah, what this does mean, as Sam Blease goes to pit road, What this does mean is that Spencer's got a massive 7.4 seconds as a lead.
Yes.
That's enormous because
It
everybody's been
is.
battling away behind.
That's right. It's not backwards or coming forwards, isn't Spencer? When he's offered a choice like that to make a gap, he's just going to go for it.
Absolutely.
That's his lap. So, yeah. It's going to take some pulling back, but if anybody can do it, it's wobbly.
Yeah.
And he's got time.
Just thought I'd switch to that camera and see the roof again.
Yeah, it's lovely. Did you see all those naked ladies sunbathing?
What?
Did you miss that beat? Oh dear.
I'm afraid I miss lots of things, as everybody already knows.
It's nose to tail everywhere.
It's pretty close in many different areas. Once all these pit stops are out of the way, we'll see what obviously the final washout is. Pit stop times, very, very similar for everybody at the moment, 48 seconds, apart from Sam Blease, who 46.
Oh!
So, has he put enough fuel in? I'm sure he will have done. Why is his stop so much shorter? Don't know.
That's magic.
Yeah, it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be Harry Potter's car, I think, in order to finish.
He just pit stop magic every week. I think he gets his uffle just off sooty.
Yes, Matt Elmore needs to be penalised for flashing his lights again.
It's not like he's going to make a big impression on Gary doing that.
No, I mean...
Photons aren't going to hurt.
Yeah, he's just overtaken Gary for... Sorry, Gary's just overtaken him for P12. David Ayres is in pit road. These cars are yet to pit. Spencer McCarthy's carried on. And Matt Elmore's just annoying me on purpose now by flashing his lights even more. And David Johansson slowly closing wobbly down.
Well, we know David's got pace. And giving him the chance to show it, isn't it?
Yeah. So, can Gary now gap these two behind, Matt Elmore and Adam? It's very much Battle of the Velocities back here, isn't it?
I think this track suits them.
Well, you say that, but I think they're in it effectively 12th, 13th and 14th at the moment, which is
I don't think
a
that's
good
a
show for me.
good driving.
No.
We've had plenty of incidents.
We have had lots this evening, more than we're used to, as Jamie Jeffrey pits from 4th.
And the slowdowns have definitely had an effect as well.
Yes, we've seen some quite dramatic ones. We've seen some netcode solid air moments as well, which is unusual really. The Sam Blease one being the most obvious. It was huge.
Yeah, it's unusual to see, we've had 2 or 3, haven't we? It's unusual to see that many, that's for sure. In time for more as well.
Yeah. Jason Haddington's pit road now as well.
So Carly has a good pit stop.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Adam's going to do with Matt Elmore here. He's not even trying for the toe. Apparently the toe isn't as effective as it used to be in these cars. As Jamie Jeffrey joins the track again, he's going to come out somewhere near these guys, is he? See him in the background maybe? There he is.
There he is.
Just leaving pit road. So he's going to be on good tyres.
And him and Jamie are both pitted, so they're there for the long haul now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens when the likes of Stefan and Tony Walker pit, because I don't know whether these guys have, like, with their newer tyres, these guys here on screen, will have pulled back some of those gaps. Spencer's lead at the moment over Wobbly is 7.7 seconds, 7.8 now, nearly 7.9 already.
They're not pulling it back, are they? It's holding, but they're not pulling it back.
No, they're not pulling it back. Tony Walker and JB have entered pit road with Tony Yates behind them, so this will define what happens with Tony's position. I think JB and Tony Walker are a bit further back. I'm not sure. I don't know. No, they must be in front of him anyway, because they're pitting at the same time. So, yeah, let's see where these guys come out. Everybody else is a bit delayed from slowdowns and such. Sam Blees goes through.
Awesome pit stop. Finds himself driving with plenty of room.
Yeah, he's the only one that's not done a 48-second pit stop. One's done a 49, and Jamie Jeffrey's done a 51. So the only one that's out of character is this man at the moment, Sam Blees. I wonder if that's going to work against him by the time he gets to the end of the race. You can see the gap to this little gaggle. Adam having a look. Matt Elmore being a knob on his flashy light button. As we have the leaders entering pit road. That's Wobbly. Ahead of him is Spencer. David Janssen is right behind Wobbly. Stefan's got to the end. Yeah, got to the end of his fuel as well, and this will be the rest of the field. So this is it. We need to find out where Sam Blees is and figure out what's going to go on here now. We can even see the Veloster gang in the background there. 5 seconds nearly behind Sam Blees. Spencer's leaving the pits now.
Sam had his foot down there, didn't he? You could see the way he was coming through there.
Yeah, Wobbly is onto the track now as well. So Sam Blees, where's he going to come out here?
He's going to be behind, isn't he?
He is behind David Johansson, but not by that much. 1.5 seconds, but David Johansson obviously on fresher rubber. And Spencer's been the big winner out of all of that. He's now got himself a 9-second lead.
So he's pulled out 2 seconds in the pits against Wobbly.
1 full second in the pits over Wobbly. He's taken on less fuel than Wobbly because his pit lane still time was nearly a second quicker or less, whichever one of those two things you want to select. And Jamie Jeffrey fairly recently out of the pits has found Jamie Wilson. So the battle of the Jamies ensues.
Yet again.
And Woodward chasing this little battle here, which is Stefan versus Tony Walker.
Oh, sorry, 17th.
Yeah, he's not having the best of days.
Goodness. Well, David is in front of car. That's good. That's going to make for interesting conversations that result clothing next week.
Isn't it? Oh, Sam Blees in the pits. That must be incidents. We said we would see this.
Through. Yeah, it's a drive-through, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Surely you can't be taking any fuel on it.
He's not going to be the only one.
I just thought for a horrible second there he'd short fuel by a few little pints.
Well,
and have to go back in.
Nothing to say that won't also be the case.
That's true. So these two locked together. They are very, very close on pace. Both really good drivers.
Yeah.
Both clean and. But James has been outstanding today.
Which one? There's two.
Yeah, the one he put, because he started off at the front and he was sticking with it in front.
Yeah, Jamie Wilson's done a good job.
And he's been dumped down and he's on his way back, you know. He's plenty of character with the lad.
Yeah. So, best drive of this race so far, and I'm about to curse him substantially, is Gary Craig. He's up 10 positions from his start position.
Come on, Gazza.
Never heard him called that, but we'll go with it.
Well, that's why I did it.
Yeah, so he's got 6 seconds to cover before he finds a podium position. And it's David Johansson that's holding the podium position at the minute. Let's see what Gary can muster. He's got older tyres. Sorry?
What's the gap looking like?
5.9 seconds, we'll call that at the minute.
We'll keep an eye on that one then.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting a bit
That's
tasty back here.
Gap.
Yeah. Stefan's really turning up the wick now. I mean, he's pitted later than a lot of cars around him. So you would think that his tyres are going to be nice and fresh. Look at that. Oh, cool.
Oh,
God, he's got a lot of curb. I think has he ended up with a slowdown with that one? Yes. Now, somebody damaged their car going over that one in a practice session the other day. Not saying that is what's afflicting Stefan. No, he's on it now again. But the danger is there. Yeah.
Well, these curves can be right wicked. They do bounce you around. This is an intense circuit. It's tiring.
It is.
There's not a lot of break in it. You know, you've got to be alert and you've got to be concentrating all the time. It wears you out.
It does. It's constant, isn't it? There's not that many places where you get a bit of a relax. There's only the start-finish straight, really. And then you're focusing on turn one like you would on any track.
Exactly, because it's such a difficult exit from the straight bit.
Yeah.
You've got to have your wits about you. And the other straight bit that follows on after this little section, and you're breaking down to that chicane. You're worried about the braking for that all the way down that 100 metres as well, so you don't get tells to put your feet up. You've got to get that right. If you don't get that chicane right, it's bad luck.
Yeah, you're not wrong with anything with what you just said, because on some tracks, you get a bit of a relaxation at certain points. Sebring, for instance. The Ullman Straight leads into Sunset. Sunset's a bit dicey, but it's not a challenging turn, is it, really?
No.
Bring it into the tight apex and then fire it out as soon as you can get your car lined up. Whereas the turn one here, you can actually...
He's certainly going slow.
He is. That's a very... Sorry about that, folks. We lost the stream there for a while. Don't know why. It was an OBS dropout. We've not got a very good stream. But, you know. So, right, let's see what happens with Wobbly here. So, he clearly picked up quite a lot of damage going over one of the curbs. Looks like we're back on YouTube, but the quality is pretty bad, so clearly a connection issue. Oh, that's him pitting, so it's not that one. It must be this one. Are you still with me, Alan?
No.
No? Okay, good. So he's already done the damage there, so he's going to go off track in a minute. Oh, so he's done the damage on the first chicane. We're just seeing the aftermath, and I can't get back to it because there is no event for that. Because he didn't go off track. So that's what I was meaning about the curbs doing damage. I wonder if there's a way that I can get back just before that. Maybe this will give me what I require of it.
Can you hear me, mister?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I've got to change my headphones.
No, he's already literally wobbly there. Okay. I wonder if... I can't really find it necessarily, so we're going to ignore that. No matter how funny it would be to watch Wobbly ruin his front suspension, we're going to move on. The Battle of the Jamies still raging, just so you know. Spencer McCarthy has done the fastest lap of the race.
13 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow, that's 4 seconds in the last couple of laps.
It is.
This is impressive work. He's getting a bit of a free ride at the front there.
Oh, definitely. So, Gary Craig is promoted into a podium position, Alan.
Yes, good to see.
It is good to see.
But, what's happened to JB?
What? Oh, yes. Oh, let me find that. Oh, there's nothing to find. Eh? Oh, hang on. JB jumped. Oh, right. This might be it. So this was at the same time Wobbly did his thing. Or pretty much at the same time. Oh, he's already done whatever it is.
Oh.
On a mega slowdown, he's shaking the wheel. Oh, and then spears off.
Oh.
Oh, that's technical, surely. That has to be technical. He couldn't see where he was going, I don't think.
No.
So that's kind of explain that one. And then reset to the pits.
Very disappointing for the little man.
Yeah.
Very disappointing. He's been driving so well recently. It's lovely to see because he's such a charming man.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, Battle of the Jamies. Jamie Jeffrey trying to get on terms still. Very, very blurry stream that we've got going on onto YouTube at the moment.
It's looking okay on my Discord.
Yeah, Discord I think is fine. The connection to YouTube is shocking at the moment.
Really?
I'm looking at it at the minute. It's
that's
YouTube's
why I
gateway.
drop out.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
It is, yeah. So Tony Walker passed by Sam Blease there. Sam Breeze is passed. See what I did there?
That's what poor old Wobbly.
Is it though? Is it poor old Wobbly? Maybe it is. But Gary Craig currently fighting off the attentions of Matt Elmore, for third place. I mean, this is a fight for a podium now.
Yeah, and it's even some choice company as well. Those three there.
Yep.
So there'll be no quarter still given. It'll be incredibly fair. But my word, these are all racers. And they will be looking for any advantage. They'll be wanting to get close, tight, and get past.
Definitely.
And get past. This is a grand drive by David. He's doing really well.
David Johansson's doing fantastically well at the moment. Just in the foreground there, disappearing out of shot. Jamie Wilson's doing really well. He started on pole. He's in 6th. Obviously, he's benefited from a couple of others' mishaps. Sam Blease and his slowdown penalties. His penalty for his off tracks. And Wobbly, like, smashing his car to pieces. Ooh, that was what I was supposed to be focusing on. Stefan and Ant Woodward. Sam Blease is going to stream round the pair of them. Look at that. Majestic. He must have thought all his Christmases had come at once.
Oh, that's fantastic, Sam. Get the car already.
I know.
He didn't slow down to go through the chicane.
What the hell? Nicely done.
God, he's some kind of a driver.
He really is. Massively talented. Jamie Jeffrey, stuffing it down the inside here, that's not going to work, because that chicane, you can't really do that.
He's been behind for a while. He's probably sick of the sight of that back end of that Civic.
Yeah, and that is the white flag, believe it or not, being waved by
Oh,
Barney.
you're joking.
I am not.
Oh, my word.
Can you believe that that's 40 minutes worth of racing? Unbelievable. Wow. It's no wonder that the Jamies are going at it.
40 minutes of high octane racing without a drawn breath.
Yes.
Amazing. Fantastic. I've been watching the world touring cars. You know, Spencer and Sam have been driving, and so's Carl. And
it's very, very brutal and very, very competitive, isn't it?
Yeah, the shape and the form of those races is nothing like these.
No.
It's because they're so hard on each other and so it's vicious. Some of the fighting in that series was.
It really is. Sorry. Where are we with Spencer? He is 6 years in the lead. Just coming into the last chicane. Look at that. He can slow it right down. Is he going to just park it for 5 minutes? Could do.
Heck of a performance by Spencer, but
he's not going to run out of
given
fuel,
that opportunity, given that opportunity, he's not going to throw it away, is he?
I don't know that he's out of fuel, but he might have been. Here comes the rest of the gaggle. That's Andrew Littler out of position there, sorry.
Spencer's got time to get out and push the car going length of the straight.
Yeah, behind the roof there is Gary Craig, Matt Elmore and Adam Wright. Jamie Wilson stayed ahead of Jamie Jeffrey, which was a hard-fought battle. Both of them doing really well. This is still going on. Ant has managed to stay ahead of Stefan, but Sam Blee's got them both in that dramatic overtake.
So, well, you can't say anything about that. You know, that's just pure skill and fair play to the man. If you can drive like that, then people will do that, and that's amazing.
Wobbly pitted again, recovered the car and finished way down ahead of Carl. Carl had a bad pair of races, didn't he? Really.
Wobbly did the fastest lap on his last lap, 37 dead.
Oh, he's trying to get that point because he knew he was going to get nothing else. So he's done well there.
Yeah. I wish I'd got the ability to say, "Oh, I need the fastest lap," and go out and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. As these guys come touring round, that is the last of them over the line, Alan. So bear in mind you've got to do driver of the evening at some point. Keep that under your hat.
That's a tough one this week.
It really is, yeah. So let's have a look.
That top three was fantastic. Look at that.
That's last race. Wobbly, Spencer and Sam. This is the feature race. So round 16, Spencer McCarthy takes home the maximum points for Geodesic Racing, a whopping 11.5 seconds ahead of David Johansson for Sim Racing Grid Hyundai. Gary Craig mops up, really, in third and stays ahead of Matt Elmore in fourth for Spectre 6. Adam Wright in fifth for BSTV Esports Pink, ahead of Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera, who stayed ahead of CCR's Jamie Jeffrey, who finished seventh. Sam Blees finished eighth on a bit of a recovery drive after getting a penalty for too many incidents. Ninth was Anton Woodward for NQR, Stefan Goebel in 10th for VTS Esports. 11th was Tony Walker for Spectre 6 with Tony Yates. 12th for Sim Racing Grid Honda. David Ayres in 13th for Result Clothing. 14th was Wobbly after breaking his suspension on the chicane for Impulse Racing. Carl Hardy finished 15th for Safeguard by Result. Kylie finished 16th for Air Smart Racing 2. Andrew Littler 17th, Result Clothing iRacing Team. Matt Flannery was 18th, a lap down for Geodesic Racing. And JB, we saw him, I think, with technical issues, speared it into the wall, 7 laps down, and bringing up the rear of the field. So, Alan, what a night of drama.
Yeah, you look at that podium.
It's a strong one, isn't it? I mean, Spencer's annihilated everybody on that race. Go on.
Well, it's great to see David and Gary up there, isn't it, on the steps? And what an intense battle we've had all the length of the field, and so many outstanding bits of driving by people. It's been a bit of a skill fest tonight. I think we've seen some remarkable skill, and intense competition, but always fair.
Yes, I would say so. I think they're all having a bit of a conflab on what went wrong and when. I think Wobbly's showing how you break your suspension going over curbs in the BSTV Esports chat room. I'm not sure what Sam is showing. Probably the net code that he had in order to generate some of his points. Nobody yet to interview at the moment, so why don't we do driver of the meeting?
Okay, you go first then, because
Well,
I'll choose a different one then.
Yeah. So race 1. Let's have a think. Race 1 was fairly straight up, wasn't it? Let's have a little reminder. Let's bring it. Oh, that's the warm up. Let's have a little look at race 1. So Wobbly won it. Spencer second. Sam Blees third. David Johansson done well to finish fourth, and then got a second place. That's worth a shout, isn't it?
Absolutely is.
And
And the style of it as well, the quality of the
yeah,
driving tonight.
I mean, that's a strong one from David Johansson, to be fair. Sam Blees, whilst he got a podium in the first, he's not ended up with that in the second, and he's got loads of penalties. Loads of penalties. He's got one penalty and loads of off tracks and incidents. Spencer's done well, but he's rewarded with a whole bag full of points for finishing first and second, respectively. Or second and first. Second and first. Matt Elmore did well fourth in the second race, a fifth in the first. Jamie Jeffrey, he's represented well, hasn't he? Sixth and a seventh. Carl did all right in the first, but not so much in the second. I think there's a few there. Gary Craig didn't do much in the first race. I think he was carrying damage right from lap 1, but finished on the podium in the second. And 11 places, up from where he started. That's worth a shout, I suppose. We'll have a think about that for a little bit longer, actually, because there are people joined us in the booth now. I'm going to go and find the start of the race. I'm going to empty out the screen. I'm going to put it on slow motion. I'm going to find Spencer. I'm going to change the camera. And I'm going to bring in, let's see, the first of our interviewees, which is Spencer McCarthy. Good evening.
Oh, good evening, everybody.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
You've had probably the most successful of all the races tonight. Great results. Second place in the first race, after a bit of battling with your own teammate quite a lot.
Yeah, and David. A nice race with David and tonight.
Yeah. I think David's done very well tonight. But let's talk about your race. Honestly, watching you race, it's brilliant. Super quick, very controlled. We saw lots of, after the first chicane, you've got that sweeping left-hander. We've seen quite a few times tonight, several cars going around there side by side. We saw one at 4 wide at one point, and I think you were.
I attempted it.
You attempted it, but you were the sensible one, as I said. You said, "I'm not having any part of that," and let everybody else beat each other to death.
I know. I went through that. Yeah, I got a run on David coming through there. It was the first time I think I tried to get him. I was on the inside line there, but it's such a flip-flop corner, and it's the middle apex that is the one that wins you the corner. It's the one that you carry the speed through if you get it right on the entry. And I was obviously didn't want to squeeze David too much. Gave him a nice wide entry into the second part, and then obviously, but he then went over the curb, and it's really hard. Even with triples, you can't see when they turn in. You're always a split second behind, so you've almost got to kind of guess when they turn in. And I obviously just allowed for too much room, which then ran me too wide, and then lost my momentum, and that was it. But so I didn't quite make the overtake there. So then I really thought in race 1, because it's such a sprint race, and I kind of made that mistake going on the grass coming out of T3. Yeah. And it then dropped me back into 4th, and I just was like, oh, it's going to be a bit of a struggle here, because it takes a few laps for the tyres to come in, and then you're like, well, it's a tricky track to pass on, to be honest, if people don't make a mistake. And luckily for me, David did make a little mistake coming out of the kind of the hairpin corner, I guess it is, before the last chicane.
Yeah.
Got a run on him there and managed to hold that around the outside going into that chicane. So yeah, it's I like the track. I mean, brilliant track. I've actually not raced here in real life. I've been here in real life a couple of times when I was younger. My dad raced here a couple of times.
Okay.
Yeah. So love the place. Love, it's a big kind of, there's a lot of sandy areas, and I remember being there when I was about 6, and yes, lots of sandcastles, and watching father race. That was great old times.
Great memories.
Yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah,
so no, I like Zolder.
Yeah, I like Zolder. It's a lovely track to race on. If it brings some nostalgic memories for you, then all well and good.
Indeed.
It certainly served you well tonight, and served you well for the championship, to be honest. Some other people had some struggles.
Yes. I was hearing obviously in the same chat as Wobbly and Sam, and when Wobbly kind of destroyed himself, there was kind of
I guess that was first chicane. Breakage of suspension, I'm guessing.
Well, I'll let him tell you if he's still around. But yeah, it's it looks a bit weird on the video, but ultimately, it's Wobbly, isn't it? So everyone's cheering.
Of course.
If he crashes, so that's fine.
Without a doubt, it's what we turn up for. I've got a big bucket of popcorn, and I'm going to watch it at least 1,000 times. Race 2, you won by about a week-ish.
Yep.
Did you run out of fuel?
No.
You were just slowing down.
Playing to the crowd, really. All of them. They were on my left-hand side in the stands there. I was like...
well, you got me. I suckered for it. I was like, is he run out of fuel?
Is he?
Yeah.
Sure. No, I had about a litre left at the end. It was fine.
Okay, so that's pretty safe. Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you disappear and go and practice for the track that
no one likes?
That no one likes. Yeah.
The apex is that you're supposed to miss that track.
Yes. Yeah.
So I want to have a shout out to Wobbly, obviously, because he managed to get the fastest lap, so he got himself an extra point tonight. I think that was an amazing achievement. I'm going to ignore the amount of penalty points he got that negated that, but I think it's an amazing achievement. Yeah.
No,
on the last lap as well, Spence. I thought it was like you. I thought that was brilliant.
A bit rude, isn't it? A bit rude. To be honest, I was up on my last lap, and I 1x'd it, which is stupid. But I was gunning for it as well. So the last few laps, it was creeping down, and it was funny that I managed to get the set together in the last race. I wish I was running that set in the first race. But it was love it. Great night. Thanks for everyone for coming, and yes, let's do it again next week.
Awesome stuff.
Thank you, Spencer. You drove brilliantly tonight, and I loved it, absolutely loved it.
Thanks, mate. I'll look forward to watching the broadcast back.
Brilliant stuff. Spencer McCarthy, everybody. Right then, let's see. Who should we bring in next? We shall bring in David Johansson. So, good evening, David.
Hello.
Right, so quite a successful.
It was some intense moments in the races. That's for sure.
I'm sure there's a few Code Browns stacking up in your memory right there.
Yeah, I was like, some of the moments they were battling in front of me. I'm the third car, and we have a fourth behind us, and I lost out on that because they were too slow ahead of me.
Yeah, we saw
that. I was too close, and then that happened the other way around, so I gained from it. So it's like. Going back and forth.
A good haul of points though. Fourth place in the sprint race. We saw you thrashing it out with the Geodesic boys at the start, and then they kind of pulled away, and Wobbly had already gone. Second race, completely different story. You were thrashing it out with them right the way through, almost to the end. Spencer had checked out by about 6 months.
Yeah, he got by Jamie there and just luckily got by, and then he just sailed away because. So hard to pass Jamie for the others, so for me too there in the beginning.
Yeah, Jamie did a great job actually of taking fair defensive line, I think.
Yeah. He gave Spencer the win, kind of.
Potentially. But I think Spencer was in a little bit of a class of his own, because you lot were all squabbling around, particularly around the, after the first chicane you got that sweeping left-hander. We saw you going 2, 3, and I think 4 wide at one point.
Yeah, I think we were 4 wide 2 times at least.
Yeah. You and Wobbly side by side, overtaking
Yeah.
Jamie at the same time.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting racing. Zolder's a great track. Have you raced here much?
No, this is the second race. Third race here I do here. I did 2 officials during the
Wow.
week. Otherwise, I haven't been on here. The
Great.
first official I crashed on lap 3 though, so that we can forget. But P2
Well,
in the
yeah,
other one.
yeah.
Or
Alan,
P3.
I think he needs to fall into the hated pile for being too good too soon in his iRacing career. What do you think?
Well, I just thoroughly enjoy watching him race and drive, and he did so well today. Or David, you were brilliant. It was fantastic performance.
I can't do anything but echo what Alan just said. That was spectacular. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go and join them? They're all sharing screens, looking at
Yeah. We were looking
netcode
at
probably and braking of suspension and
and turning into me while I'm side by side, giving me a slowdown.
yeah.
That was Wobbly, by the way.
Yeah, we know. We saw that. So yeah, anybody you want to shout out to other than Wobbly, of course.
No, just for everybody around me there who were racing was really fun and battling along, and then for you to broadcast everything as usual, doing a great job.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll see you next time out at the much hated COTA.
Yeah, I won't be there.
Oh, you won't be there. We won't see you.
Yeah,
See you in a fortnight.
fortunately, I will be there.
Oh, you will be there, right? Okay.
No, I don't. I won't. I'm away at work. We have.
Okay.
I'm actually running the Swedish time attack series, so we are having a test day that day. So.
Ah, okay. Right. Fair enough. In that case, we'll say goodbye for a couple of weeks to David Johansson, the Superfast.
Thank you.
Very well done.
Cheers.
Cool. Right. So Wobbly's sharing his screen, so we'll now look to bring into the booth one Sam Blees. Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening. Race 1, was it second place?
Third.
Sorry,
Third.
got that wrong.
Spencer got one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So that was incredibly competitive. You and Spencer were dicing it out right to the very end. It was very entertaining. Race 1 had its absolute shining moments. Race 2, how would you describe your race 2? And we saw you doing the driver's shame, by the way.
Yeah, my race 2,
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Race 2 as a whole, actually quite fun. We've just been reviewing all of the 3 wide out of the chicane incidents, and there was some very good fun racing going on. But yeah, driver shame screwed me over. I think I'd have been third without that, but
Yeah.
no, second probably because Wobbly broke his car.
Why was your pit stop so much quicker? Than everyone else's?
Oh, I didn't take enough fuel.
We did wonder.
Yeah, I took 15 litres. I think everyone else did 17 or 18.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I was saving a lot, but I don't know why I went 1 litre less than I actually needed. I needed 16.
Right.
But for some reason, I went.
Brain farts.
Well, it was a deliberate. I'm going to go aggressive, not thinking that. But I mean, at the end of the race, and the same at race 1. So I was slow for the first half of race 1, and then at the end, I was a bit quicker than Spencer, but he was quicker over the whole thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the second race, my car just came in. I was saving fuel and doing. I did a 36,
What?
but I had an off track on it.
Oh, I was going to say.
I did a 37.2. I think I did a 37.2, 37.3, 37.4, whilst having to save nearly 10% of fuel.
Really?
Like the car was so fast at the end, but it was rubbish for the first 10 or 15 laps.
So you wanted a 2-hour race? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, 2-hour race. Yeah, I'd have lapped everyone.
And then we saw a monstrous netcode between you and another car, and I can't now remember who that was.
Jamie Wilson.
Oh, it was Jamie Wilson. Yeah, it was massive. You could have
Yeah,
got 3 really fat humans between you and him.
Yeah, we were just looking at that. It was so the first contact was was legit, no netcode.
That was proper contact.
Yeah,
it was only a rub.
It was, but it was in the chicane, so it just put me sideways and let the other two. We were 4 wide for a while, which was fun. But yeah, the second one, I thought he had a slowdown, so he was going to stay wide. He was recovering and hadn't seen me, So I went for the normal line, assuming he'd stay wide. He hadn't seen me, so he thought he could take the normal line. And then there was like a 2 foot gap between us, and the netcode just screwed him over, and unfortunately he got stuck on the grass for a bit, and he lost a bunch of time. But I think he still had a decent. I think he still came 6th or something, so he still had an okay result out of it. But it was a shame, because actually it was him and Wobbly and David. We had a really, really good battle up to that point, and it was. Jamie was doing the reprising the Great Wall of Honda from last year, keeping us all behind because it's so tough to pass here. But he
did a good job though. He kept it clean and safe.
He did, he did until I murdered him. Well, me and the Neko, but it was good. It was good fun racing, and it was like the only place you could make a pass was if somebody in front of you went too wide into the chicane, and your eyes lit up. I did it about 3 times. I just sent it around the outside of 2 people at the same time.
We saw that.
Because they're just so. If you go too wide, you're so slow. The next car just takes normal line, drives around you. That's the only real way. Like Spencer, I could have forced a pass on Jamie eventually, and Spencer managed to. Wobbly could as well, I think, but you had to have quite a big pace advantage to make a pass stick without just launching one down the inside and hoping they stay out of the way. If there's one thing I know about Jamie, is he does not stay out of the way. And in fact, he doesn't leave the inside open for you to launch one in the first place.
No, he drives a very good defensive line, doesn't he? It's well positioned.
He does. He's just a really smart racer. He knows where to put the car. He knows what we're likely to do, where we want to be. And he knows exactly what to do to frustrate it. So it's always really good fun coming up against Jamie, and you always have really good battles because, even where there is a pace advantage, you can't just drive round him. You have to work it out. You have to put a plan in place. You have to get the car lined up and actually work for your pass. So it's always good fun coming up against him and racing with Jamie. And it's just a shame it came off a little bit dodgy today with the netcode.
Yeah, completely contrasting type of track for next week. Kota.
West, indeed.
West, yeah. It comes with a subtitle, that one.
I don't know if I should be apologising or sort of taking the praise for this one. I'm looking forward to it, but I've never driven it. I've driven proper Kota loads of times, but I've not driven the West one. I haven't driven normal Kota for years.
Right, okay.
We will see how that goes, but I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Better than Nordschleifer anyway.
Well, for these cars, yeah. Otherwise, it's 2 laps, isn't it? If that for the first race. But yeah, great racing tonight. Shame about the penalty, and the netcode with Jamie. That's nothing to do with you. But yeah, let's see how that transpires in the standings. I think it'll probably mean you're still on top.
It wouldn't have done until Wobbly's car exploded.
Yeah, going over the chicane.
I think there's a lot of luck going on because every time Wobbly's had pace advantage, he's crashed or he's spun or he's been taken out or he's missed his pit stall or he's got to slow down or something means that I'm still ahead of him. Despite I think maybe 1 or 2 races so far I've actually been faster, and the rest of the time, certainly since I switched into the Audi, he's got a decent little gap most tracks at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
it's going to be about holding on.
Yeah, anybody you want to thank before we let you disappear and we get Wobbly in for some torture? I mean, an interview.
I mean, I guess whoever put that mine underneath Wobbly's car. So thank you to that person. Yeah. And as ever, thanks to you guys for hosting and doing the broadcast and putting a race on. We wouldn't be here without you, and everyone for coming out. It was good fun. It is a tough track to race on these, but it was fun. It was a good laugh. Thanks everyone, and well done to Spencer and Wobbly in race 1. And David as well. Good to see him back racing and back up the front fighting it out. It was good fun.
Yeah, definitely. In that
Feast
case,
of great racing. Feast of great racing, Sam. Thank you very much.
It's been good. Yeah, it was a good night for it, and I don't even care about coming 8th or whatever it was because I was ahead of Wobbly. That's all that matters at the moment.
Score. Sam Blease, everybody.
Cheers all.
Good night.
Right then. So, let's see if we can sort this out. So, next into the booth, Alan, is landmine magnate himself, Wobbly Kneecaps.
Can I get my points back?
No.
Worth asking. Worth asking.
Yeah. Race 1, we didn't see much of you because you
No,
got out
I
in
was-
front and disappeared.
Yeah, it was quite boring.
But that was the
Yeah.
easy race, right?
I mean, this race, like the free wides were fun, the battles were fun. Spencer got through pretty quick because and then it was fine. And I kind of figured that I just wanted to go for fastest lap. That's about it because I figured that I did a safe pit stop. It's like I'm just gonna ride this out, don't do anything stupid, try to get the fastest lap, and then the iRacing gods were like, hammer down.
Yeah,
and I started screaming in the I started screaming in the Discord, and I thought because I got shut up in the sky, I thought I made a mistake, but I just rewatched a couple of laps, and I did the exact same thing the whole time. It just
What?
shut me up. Yeah.
That's not possible. You must have taken
No,
a
I
different
didn't.
angle
No,
or a
it's
different line.
no, it's exact same line I took like 7-6 laps in a row. I did I think like an hour of practice, and I did one official, and I've been taking the same line the whole time. But
it doesn't. It's a computer program.
no, but I mean this track is known for its landmines.
It used to be. You used to.
Yeah,
be
and
that
I still have one from Road America where I got blasted up like 1,000,000 miles when LMP2.
yeah. I remember that, or remember being told about it. One of the two. But this is Zolder. I mean, this is. You're right. This track had landmines like quite a lot more than other tracks. Actually, there was one on the screen at the moment when you come out of that hairpin. If you were too far to the left on this little S-bend chicane thing, you got annihilated. It just ripped your wheels off. Those have all gone now, apart from the one that you managed to find.
Yeah, I did clip it, so I'll do it tomorrow. I'll show it.
Yeah, it's worth it just so I can laugh at it.
It was quite fun. At first, I thought I did something different, and then I rewatched it a couple of times, and I just saw how the way I took it, and I did the same thing the whole time. Obviously, it's not always like in the exact same angle, but like the angle wasn't weird at all. Everybody took it like this.
And yet they didn't end up on a landmine. Anyway, we saw you going 3 wide, 4 wide, probably trying to be 5 wide, into certain corners, the most frequent of them after landmine chicane, as it will now be forever known. On that sweeping left-hander, I've mentioned it to a few guys because obviously a lot of them were racing with you. Fantastic car control from all of you in certain areas of those races. You must have been code browning, particularly with David on that 3 wide with, I think it was Jamie on the inside, I'm not sure.
I think we did like 3 wides, but the most were like the 2 where I tried to pass Jamie, and Jamie parked it a little bit on the apex, and then like last week was it Montreal we did last week? I think we did. Yeah, so I got the slowdown on the first lap on the inside of Montreal. It's like I'm not gonna do the same thing to Jamie again, so I parked it a little bit, and then I saw Sam coming in, and then I saw David coming in, and Sam was on the outside, and I was kind of like I knew Sam was there, and then suddenly David was there as well, and I was like, oh my god, David, please don't. But we figured ourselves out. It was good racing. And the second time, David and me already reviewed it. We zero contacted each other. I turned in a little bit. It's just a racing thing, but it was cool. It was fun. It was intense, and I definitely think that I was the quickest today. But I just feature races. I don't know, mate. I just got unlucky. Like the last race was my own fault, but this one is just unlucky, and the one on Bethas is unlucky, and the one on Sebring was unlucky, and yeah.
So you need Stephen Walker's underpants, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him and just take a sniff of it.
Oh, excellent.
One question, Pete. By the way, one question. So in the rules, it doesn't say that if you start a race and you don't finish the first lap, that you don't get your.
And that was. He's back! Damn it! I've got to take that away from him.
Either give me either remove the incident points, or either give me the penalty points with the points. Pete.
I can't get rid of him. Yes, we'll discuss that later. Wobbly Kneecaps, good evening.
Yeah. Thanks for the boost, Alan. Thank you. I like you. I like the other guys, but I don't like Pete because there's nothing in the rules, Clyde.
And he's gone, thank God. Anyway, right, next up. God, it's just so painful. You couldn't even flush him, Alan, you know? So, next up is Gary Craig. Good evening.
Do you not care about podium finishes anymore?
Yeah.
I tried
been
so
a lot
hard
of
to
them,
get,
you
to get an early interview, and so I could troll you about what track it is next week, but no.
Yeah, absolutely. So next week it's Kota.
It is Daytona Oval.
What?
We're doing the Daytona Oval. Remember when
What do you
Sam
mean?
picked it as Champion's Choice?
Why is that not in the schedule then?
Yeah, it's Daytona Oval.
Are you sure?
Champion's
He just
Choice.
told
yeah.
us it was Cooter.
Yeah.
No,
Tom
they're
just told
not.
us it was Cooter.
Nah, they're wrong.
You're trying to sell me. No, it is definitely Kota. So let's talk about race one.
I've been practicing my low wing setup.
You might want to change that. So, ignoring the fact that you're flashing your lights on the replay at the moment, talk to us.
That's just to go faster.
Okay. Talk to us about race one. What happened? Did you take damage on that incident where Adam got wiped out by Stefan?
I don't think so.
Right.
But in for maximum copium, absolutely, my car was wrecked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because we saw some very strange behaviour from your car, particularly on that second chicane, where your car kind of speared off to the right and you bumped the wall, just nudged it, give it a little love tap. But that was all. And then you seem to be just lacking speed in a straight line.
Yeah, I think there might be a little bit damage. I mean, if you were surprised by that spin, think about how I felt.
Yeah, that's very out of character because you're usually completely in control.
It was. I've never done that all week, and it all of a sudden yeeted. And then when it did the second time, I didn't know whether the tires were just a bit cooked. I kind of thought I maybe had damage, but I stayed out for an extra lap, and it was actually okay. I was down, possibly down in speed, possibly not. But then it was just a case of trying to get to the end and making up a couple of spots to get a slightly better grid spot. But yeah, it was really tricky to get past Matt and David. I've always really struggled to get past David. He's so good at corner exit. He's slow on corner entry, which is why he gets such a good exit. So I'm never quite close enough to him at the end of this next straight. And then he's a bit early in the brakes, which really messes me up. So I don't get a good exit either. So I've always found it hard to overtake.
Right.
He really gets that exit just right.
But race 2, completely different story. Up 11 places from your start position.
On pure pace alone, no other incidents for other people or drive-throughs. Nah, pure pace.
So no incident for Sam, explosions
No.
for Wobbly.
No. Jamie survives. Yeah.
He didn't get wiped out by Sam. All of that, or by netcode. If you watch it, there's at least 3 humans that could stand between that car and the other car. So yeah, podium finish. In a little Veloster train. We've not seen that for a little while, actually. The Velosters showing in numbers.
At the start as well, we had Jamie Jeffrey in the Elantra. Then there was 4 of us in a line in the Veloster. Just that's why we pitted early as well, because I think we were all feeling like we could have gone a bit faster there.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I mean that start of that race too was fantastic. I think I made up 4 spots by the second turn.
Yeah, I called it out.
I think I got up 5 spots, but then me and Adam was side by side, and I think I lost 2 of them again, so I was in net 3. But yeah, it was real big help to get a good start there. It just makes the rest of the race a little easier, not having to pass people. It is such a hard track to overtake on.
It is. So, in terms of how do I put this? In terms of your officials' performance on this track, because it's been a while since we've been to Zolder, hasn't it? How have you got on in the officials this week?
I did a very good lap time.
Okay, so you've not raced any.
No, I did.
Oh, you have?
I messed up lap 2 in quali, so started 8th. Got a mega sideways yeet somewhere. I think I ended up on the grass on turn 2 on lap 2 and dropped way down and managed to drag myself back up to 6th, I think, or maybe I lost I rating. It was maybe 8th I got to. So the only one that I've done, I didn't do great because I got a bad quali, and then I had a sideways moment when I was up in 6th. So yeah, it's
okay.
I'll be trying again this weekend.
Right. I think that probably means because Spencer had such a solid performance that he's probably overtaken you.
He is 4 points ahead.
4? Not including
Yeah.
drops, though, no?
Well, yes,
is
because
that including drops?
Spencer is going to be permanently 4 races down. So
Oh, of
he's got
course, yeah.
he's got an additional 2 drops, and he's only 65 points from the lead. So
Yeah.
he's done a mega job in the races that he has been here for. He's won a lot of them. I think he's got 7 wins there. You can see. So Spencer, despite having 2 extra drop rounds, is still not out of this championship.
No.
I'm happy that I'm as close as I am to the front still. What am I? I'm not that far from second place Wobbly. Yeah, I'm like 41 points back from Wobbly. Sam's a bit too far ahead, but to be still in the ballpark is probably more than I was expecting.
And given the fact that you didn't actually annihilate anybody else in this race, does that mean you've now been fired by your new team?
This is true, actually. Yeah, they kind of have a quota.
Yes, I was thinking that. Because for those of you that don't know, Gary's defected to Geo, which means he's got to now, kill as many people as possible.
It was a one-off race. Don't get your knickers in a twist.
Oh no, it's not as spectacular as Wobbly's new friends. That's gonna go. I'm gonna dine out on that for years. But yeah.
Yeah. I did have a fantastic moment in practice for Suzuka when one of the geodesic GT4s came up behind me, and I just instantly thought, "Oh, geocar, danger, danger!" And then I was like, "Oh, hang on, I'm the danger now. I'm in a geocar." And I actually made myself laugh quite a lot because I genuinely did think that.
Awesome stuff. Anybody you'd like to thank? Obviously, Wobbly for hitting that bit of curb.
Obviously, thanks to Wobbly for repeatedly breaking his car.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was not amazingly fast tonight, so to get a podium was a bit lucky. So thanks to everyone who made that happen. Big shout out to Sam for asking me to help out on Saturday in IVRA, whatever it is, at Suzuka. That was a good experience, even if I did instantly get us a drive-through for speeding in the pits. But yeah, big shout out to him and the Geo boys who invited me in for that one off. That was good fun. But yeah, it was just a good laugh in Discord as usual with the guys as we're racing. Good race with Cap. Good race with David and Matt in the first race there. It was all good fun.
Good stuff. And we will see you at Kota, not Daytona.
I'm doing Daytona. I'll go faster. I'll go faster.
I'm sure you will. Next time out, which is next week, Gary Craig.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Gary.
Right. And then last to be dragged in, whether he wants to or not, is Jamie Wilson. Good evening.
Evening.
Then let me find you on the stream and then we can see your car. There we go. Race one. What was that? 11? 10? 10. No, 8. Because you started.
8, 'cause I got pole, yeah.
So, a bit of mixed fortune in that one. We saw you dicing with lots of different cars in the first race and ended up in 8th place to finish. In the second race, the Great Wall of Honda was kind of like the Great Fence of Honda. It wasn't necessarily a wall, but you did a brilliant job of placing your car in, I guess, what would be described as really annoying situations for everybody else. Because it took even Spencer quite a time to get past you, and then everybody else was stuck behind you for quite a long time. Great positional driving and very, very safe until you got absolutely mullered by Sam.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's not quite the
code, I should say.
Well, not even that. I mean, yeah, that incident was a bit unfortunate, really. Wobbly outbraked himself, despite what he says. And sort of denied me turning, and then David took advantage of that, as is his right to do. I didn't have a problem with that, and then but I have to turn in somewhere, and it's just a bit of an awkward thing. And then at that point, I just lost track of where Sam was, and at the end of the day, I just turned it on him, and so it was my own fault, really.
Well, I'm blaming Sam, so that's fine.
The funny thing was trying to get it back on the track. I don't know if you saw that, because
I was
we did. Having a right argument with it.
Jamie, it's torture. She was struggling like that. Oh my!
Yeah, because the camber drops away on the far side of the curb, so I was just having a right fight with it. Bloody instant ninja in the car, trying to get the wheel pointing the right way. But yeah, no, it was just one of those things. But yeah, it was good fun up to that point, and after that point, in fact. But Yeah, and in race 1, I had Carl and his ever-growing bingo wings.
Yes, you did.
He's just like shunting across, and I'm like, Carl, I'm here.
Yeah.
Donk, and then I was just hanging on for dear life, but it all worked out in the end. No drama. So.
Yeah, a bit of a struggle for Carl in both races, I think, but not a shabby result for you really. 6th place in the feature race. I'll get you some decent points and some great racing. I mean, we saw some brilliant 4 wide. You were at one point with the guys around you.
Yeah, I didn't know that until afterwards.
And then there was another lap where you were 3 wide with 2 other cars. As the yo-yoing effect commenced. Very entertaining. Again, you are a class act. You know exactly where to place your car to be most effective on the track, and it's always great to watch you drive. And now I'll drop the tone by saying it's Kota next time.
That's not a drop of tone at all.
Do you like
That's
that?
fine.
Do you?
Yeah, we've done it in the V8s a few times, but fairly recently as well.
Yeah, that's true. But Kota West is a bit of a.
Yeah, that's the layout we did in V8s. It's It's
Yeah.
quite good fun, sort of throwing it over that chicane because you get a bit of air over it. It's a bit like it's not exactly knockhill, but it's it's an adventure, I suppose. It's a 1 times magnet, so everyone's going to have a drive of shame. So who can do that the quickest will be an interesting challenge.
It will, yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be fine. It's one of those sort of Marmite tracks, isn't it, Kota? I think the West version is better for racing.
It's certainly more dramatic because the other one's quite protracted, isn't it? When you go up to the big hairpin at the top of the hill.
Yeah, all right. You've got a much longer straight to sort of play with, but I don't know. It can be quite difficult to get a run through there. That's not to say it isn't easy to. Sorry, I can't speak now. That's not to say it isn't difficult getting a run through the chicane for the same, the second half of that straight on the short layout. But certainly there were some moves made in there in the V8s. So you'd hope that people couldn't just sort of throw it through there as efficiently as possible. A bit like the first chicane here, where especially Wobbly was adventurous with his curb usage. So yeah, that will pay off for people around there. It's a risk reward thing, but if you can get a really good run out of there, then you can make something happen at the corner afterwards. So
yeah.
But also track temps tend to be super high.
Yes.
No, we don't tend to have tyre wear as such, but there is tyre heat issues at like very hot track temps. So that will play into it, I expect.
Yeah, true. Kota is always. I mean, it's geographically in a place where you do get very hot track temperatures, so it's expected. Wobbly did try to sell that he did the lap the same way through that chicane every time, but on the one occasion was randomly victimised.
It's not random, it's cumulative damage. He needs to read the patch notes.
There you go. I knew you'd have the solution to that. So yeah.
I'm enlightened. Thank you for that, Jamie.
Yeah, that's good.
There's a bunch of. It's not even just that curb. There's the tic tac curbs. That's one of them, and the chicane afterwards. There's also the Lego curbs, as I call them. Yeah, the ones on exit of turn 2. There are these big sort of square curbs.
Oh yeah.
They don't really affect you as you run over them. Not in these cars.
They make a lovely rumbling noise.
They do. It almost sounds like Carl's stomach. But the they can cause like that sort of damage that can later then cause you an issue. So I expect that's what happened.
Well, it looked good for us when Wobbly was limping around the track, so that's always.
And also, it was the right-hand side of his car. The right-hand side of his car that failed, so that must have been where he left his wallet.
Too right. Again, like I said, brilliant racing. Always great to have you both in the race and in the booth for some enlightenment. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, we had good attendance tonight, so thanks for everyone that turned up. That was one of these tracks. It's not very good, not very sort of easy. Not good. It's not very easy to pass at, but it's very good to race. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Just following behind someone closely is quite exciting around here, even if nothing's actually happening as a result of it. So, to have a bunch of people, turn up, and it was really close in qualifying as well in that sort of middle group that I was in. So, yeah. As always, thanks to you guys for putting it on. Yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Awesome stuff. In that case, well done for tonight. Fantastic entertainment, Jamie Wilson.
Cheers, guys.
Brilliant.
Yeah, very brilliant. Right, we've got the decision to make, Alan. Have you
Yes.
made a choice mentally?
Well, there's so many, isn't there? Now, I gave it to Jamie last week, and I think he really probably deserves it again. But David did so brilliantly, but I want to give it to Gary.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
I thought he did really well, and I love to see him driving and doing so well. He's such a charming man, so he gets points for racing and points for charm.
Awesome stuff. And a well spent vote there, I have to say. He's done very well in the second race. Yes, he's said he got gifted some positions from other people's misfortune, but if you're not there, you don't get to capitalise on it, do you? So for me, it's either Gary or David Johansson. I'm a bit on the fence.
It's tough. No, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, Pete. Honestly,
it is. I think I'm going to have to vote for David Johansson. You know, he's done really well. A fourth and a second place. He's kept it as clean and on the track as Spencer, just obviously a week behind him, particularly in the second race. But he's done a great job. Kept it, you know, out of the wall, out of other cars. He's been very competitive with the likes of Wobbly and the two Geodesic boys. Got past Jamie cleanly. I liked what he did tonight. If he can keep it nice and safe and respectful in future races, then good on him. So he's getting my vote tonight, David Johansson.
I couldn't agree more. That's a good call because he's done fantastically well. And the other one I wanted to mention was Adam. You know, he keeps trying his best and he keeps turning up and driving hard, and he's not had the best of luck every time.
No, he hasn't. I couldn't vote for him tonight because he changed his car at not the last minute as such. He's got all the right in the world to do that. But he didn't give me enough time to get the paint sorted out, so a smacked back of hand for Adam. Next time out, we're at Kota. That's next Wednesday for this series. But at this weekend, is V8s again. We were there last week. I can't remember which track we're at, funnily enough. I'm just going to have a quick look at where we are so that I can duly educate you.
Looking forward to Simon for that. There we go. We're going to see more.
Definitely. We are, of course. We're at Knock Hill. And that's going to be brilliant. V8s round
Knock Hill. Goodness me.
Yeah, that.
We've done it before. That.
Yeah, we've done it before, and it was brilliant, and I mean brilliant. Even Winton was fantastic last week. So in quick succession, another V8 race. Don't miss it, folks. It's going to be a good one. Finally, the stream is cleaned up for YouTube. All it leaves is for myself and Alan to say goodnight. Spencer McCarthy probably mops up the vast majority of the points yet again, as Gary mentioned. When he does turn up, he mops up. So from myself, thanks to everybody that was watching. Thanks to all the participants tonight. 19 cars around this track has been a fantastic spectacle. And thanks to Alan for joining me in the booth. I'll say goodnight, leave Alan to say goodnight, and I will see you hopefully on Saturday for our V8 race.
Well, thanks for having me, folks. It's been absolutely fantastic evenings racing. We get it every time, and thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.